I've got blue souls, cause I'm way gone, trying to find my way back home. Count my bones as in desert crumbs flow. Gonna turn all of my stones.
Rock bottom make a man and some pressure make a gemstone. Trying to put $1 to my name like Creflo. Naja boy, late to the game, it's in the blood flow. And I'm from the south, it's thick skin and tough bone. Big attitude through big lips with gusto. Trust no kings, that's why they tried to crush souls. But it's IGBO, when the dust blow, this old head be standing there. No silver, just gold. Crack no books on the hustle, I was born to grind. Yo, scared of your potential, I'm adorned with mine. 30 times around the sun, man, of course I shine. My legacy will not dwarf with time. And in my daughter's eyes, it's basic, I must not say quit. Every day sees a present like a Rob St. Nick. Walk a fine line between tenacious and patient. I can't slip, I'm fighting clocks and they can't win.
I've got blue souls, cause I'm way gone, trying to find my way back home. Count my bones as in desert crumbs flow. I'm gonna turn all of my stones. I've got blue souls, cause I'm way gone, trying to find my way back home. Who that soldier in the mirror? Oh, oh. I'm gonna turn all of my stones.
Impeccably I flow, hardest raps you know, breaking status quo, reaping what I sow, artistry like Van Gogh. Get it from my mama hip, so thick that I need tempo. Personality, spicy body banging like a bongo. Cause black women been it since Timbuktu, since Pharaoh. Sponge rollers and hot combs, lips, cheeks and brow bones. If you ain't for the culture, then please stay out of my zone. These little dummy rappers could never grace my headphones. See, I'm from a place in space where ain't no storytelling, you just had to have been there. If you want the battle, ain't no problem, say where. I got so much experience, I can't even play fair. But I'ma keep evolving and growing and hurting feelings and showing you need endurance to go in. I got mileage on this pen, I've been busy cause I've been out here schooling all these kids. Took 3 decades to have this glow up that I did.
I've got blue souls, cause I'm way gone, trying to find my way back home. Count my bones as in desert crumbs flow. I'm gonna turn all of my stones. I've got blue souls, cause I'm way gone, trying to find my way back home. Who that soldier in the mirror? Oh, oh. I'm gonna turn all of my stones. Turn all of my
guys know, I know you guys were checking shoes last night to see if he was barefoot. Is that still the case? Is he barefoot? Because I know on Facebook somebody posted a picture of these could be his shoes, or is that so he is presumed to be barefoot at this point?
What I can say is that his mom says all of his shoes are accounted for at the house. I'm not going to say that he's barefoot.
All right.
Allegedly!
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Lady Freedom here coming at you with another raw narrative. Here's a brief disclaimer for tonight's show. Let's watch.
That's ignorant! Allegedly, that's ignorant! Ignorant.
Judgment, Aslı.
Chloe, you read my thoughts. You've got the shinin.
You mean shining?
Shh, you wanna get sued?
Judgment, Aslı.
You just use that shin of yours to call me and I'll come a running. But don't be reading my mind between 4 and 5. That's Willie's time.
Hey, yo, Bob. I love it when he does that.
Let's watch.
Don't get me back to good bullshit.
Hello everyone. Back to my channel. This is Lady Freedom here coming at you with another raw narrative. And it's so good to see all of you guys tonight. Thank you for being here. And I'm looking for, I wanted to try to put it on a subscribers only mode because I saw that helped out another creator and I'm not sure exactly how to do it. So if it does pop on, don't be alarmed. Don't feel obligated to subscribe, but if you want to chat, I think that that's, a nice way to show some appreciation to myself and the mods that work so hard to keep the channel going. So we're going to do that and see how it works. Oh, that's weird, Titch. Yeah. So, oh, thank you. Did you did that, Chuchi, already? Okay, cool. I was looking and I was looking back to see. So Jen gave me a call right before I came up, and they did a search today. So Jen, Jeff, and our friend Jill also all went searching for Sebastian Rogers today. So while they're doing that, I was dealing with something in the Discord, which of go figure. I don't know. I guess someone has to deal with the crap. But they did such a good job today, just looking at the hot spots that Jen has, and she's going to be doing a video and a live about it tomorrow. So definitely stay tuned to Jen's channel, Astrology for Mystics. Also, huge shout out to Kiki. I went and watched your video. It popped up, so you're absolutely in that algorithm, girl. And um yeah, it was really it was really good. I don't know if I can play it with the music on, but I want to show them the cartoons that like the cartoon, I don't know what else to call it, that you made, that you put in, kind of like the AI thing that I've been trying, lately, because I'm not a big AI person. Um, but I do think it's cool just to mess around with it, when I just put like a funny part in the video or something like that. I really try to keep it light, you guys. And you guys had me cracking up in the Discord because I thought Joe was trying to impersonate Sandy because they had the same avatar. And then you guys had me just really laughing hard because I was livid. Okay. I was so mad. I was so mad. And I stayed mad for a little while. But then it really made me laugh that you guys were being silly. Hey Jilly, good to see you. And so, it was quite hilarious earlier because I was like, Joe, are you impersonating Sandy? Why did you change your name to Sandy? And then Sandy's like, no, Lady Freedom, that's me. And I was like, okay, nobody better be impersonating Sandy or I'm gonna lose my shit. And hey, KJ, good to see you. Hey, girl. So, hello, Meow. Good to have you here. And hello to everyone, guys. I probably won't go over all the greetings tonight. We did an extra long live last night, which was awesome. I had Jules on the panel. So, if you guys want to go over and listen, she's awesome. I love having her up when, we're doing a review or something because it's nice to have someone to have a discussion with. So we had that going. I really believe in freedom of speech, guys. And the way that last night's live went, where Jules and I are completely different people altogether, right? Like Jules is a dog handler. She's in the military. She's a military police officer. Love her, and what she does and all the hard work that she puts in. But then you have me, who I'm just a YouTuber. I'm interested in true crime, and I like to think I can logically dissect things or maybe even point out little nuances in body language like some of the experts might do. But I'm by no means an expert of anything that we're discussing. Jules, on the other hand, is. And so when she lends her expertise, I am so grateful for her for doing that. So we had a really long live last night that was awesome. We just kind of talked about different subjects, different true crime. She had an encounter with JLR. We talked about that. So it was just interesting and fun. We did a good one. I think, if I don't say so myself, but thank you, Cinderella. So yeah, I mean it was great. And hey Detroit, hey Lori. It's always nice to like I said, have a difference of opinion. So in the Discord, I asked a couple days ago if everybody could just remain kind to Magnolia as a victim of DV, because I warned everybody. And damn it if I'm not going to say it again. I feel like a broken record. I decided to do true crime because of Gabby Petito. So she was a victim of domestic violence. And when I was going and watching it on YouTube and hearing all of this stuff and looking in the comments and looking at the victim bashing and blaming and just all the crap that she was enduring, her family members had to see, just all of it, right? I was appalled. I was like, "Oh my God, this is terrible." People have a horrible view of domestic violence. Now, if you've been in domestic violence, you understand there's a stigma. You understand that it's not easy to get help. You understand that sometimes people will blame you or say you should have done something better or why didn't you leave? All of that kind of stuff, all of that shame and blame that people don't need on top of what they're going through. Right? So I simply asked that if anybody has any type of feelings about Magnolia herself, it doesn't need to be discussed. Can we please talk about and keep on topic? And again, I don't want to stifle your speech or tell you what to talk about, but I just didn't want someone taking a screenshot and saying somebody's saying this about you, Magnolia, over here. Because all of us know that we care for one another, and there's certain things that maybe that person might say, well, she deserves to see this or something, even not having malicious intent. But sometimes people have a malicious intent either way. We can't control that. But I just didn't want it coming from my chat. Well, there's a lot of things I don't like coming from my chat. A lot of things, right? And then it continued on with someone being extremely obnoxious about their feelings about domestic violence and some of the things that I think contribute to the stigmas that we see. The society and the way that society acts and why it's still happening in record numbers all over. The disrespect that comes with it, the shame, the trauma, and I just didn't want any of that to be seen or discussed negatively in my chat at all. Like, I didn't want it in here when we were talking about it. I didn't want it in there, right? Because I'm not an expert again, but I have gone through it and I've dealt with many facets of it for a long period of time. Like over a decade. From a very young age. So, with that being said, I am not going to say because I don't like a certain person that they deserve to have that happen to them. And if that sentiment is being spread in my chat, it's going to upset me. It's going to upset the victim. It's going to be rude, absolutely rude, uncalled for. And so I asked for it not to happen. But someone felt like they should push the envelope. And even though we laid out really specific guidelines for the conversation, people decided to be disrespectful about it. A certain person, actually, it was only one person that was being rude and obnoxious and relentless with bashing us over our heads with her narrative on domestic violence. If you're a victim of any type of abuse or any type of trauma, it's not necessary, nor is it healthy for you to sit there tit for tat with another victim and say, mine was worse, mine was better. I'm a one-upper. I'm going through it. And if you're going through it right now, then you're in the very beginning stages. So you're still in need of help. And that's not lost on me, but that's not an excuse to come in there and act a fool or make others uncomfortable or just disrespect the wishes of the manager of the chat. Look, I feel like I'm the mom and Chuchi's the babysitter, and that's not the relationship at all. Right? So I come in the chat and I see this craziness. And it's like everybody's acting up. Why though? We're grown-ass women. We're grown. And a lot of us have gone through this together. So why can't we just like hold our hand out and hold each other's hand for it? You know, a kumbaya moment, if you will. Just give it a little bit of time before you go bashing the victim. Can we please at least? You know, I mean, 2 weeks from now, it might not be such a big issue. You know, she's going to develop thicker skin. It takes that. So I'm not saying that. We can't cushion other people from feeling things or getting hurt by something. But if you're going to be so sensitive about a certain subject that affects you only, then that shows me that you're a self-centered, selfish person because you can't look at anybody else and how they're feeling right now. Right? That's weird. And it's uncalled for, and it makes for a toxic environment. And if you're going to pull your toxic environment that you live in every single day into my Discord, you're going to be booted. Lo siento, Holmes. We don't do things like that around there. You're not going to take negative energy and transfer it onto the whole entire group and then walk away feeling better. We don't do that either. That's toxic. You need help. I put resources in the video because I care about people and I don't want to hurt people, but you're not going to sit there and hurt me. And you're certainly not going to talk shit on someone who sat there and searched all fucking day long. And you did nothing but sit on your patoot. And you said you were going to come to the Gathering of Voices, and I gave you my phone number, and you never even texted me to tell me that you weren't going to make it. Again, do better. Get some help. You're not going to sit here and wreak havoc in my life because your life is chaotic. And you're certainly not going to do it to my friends. And you're certainly not going to do it to Chuchi, who's the main mod, who is a good friend of mine, who cares about the channel, who wants you guys to have a good experience in Discord. And if there's somebody being disruptive and a jerk and white knighting for other channels, why are you in my Discord? To take screenshots of other people's crap? Are you telling us crap so we'll tell you crap? Because that's what it seems like you're doing. It seems like you're like trauma baiting, right? New word, trauma baiting. When you go into a chat and you start unloading a bunch of crap that probably or maybe not even is happening to you, and then other people start trauma dumping too, and then you just take screenshots of it and want to, just share it out. No, we're not doing that either. That's not happening. And I put this on a members only so other people didn't have to hear about it because it's not their fault. Thank you, Lori. But it's like there's so much toxicity all over the place. I don't want that in the Discord. It's never going to be an acceptable option for shit. You want to talk about your favorite creator? Go into their Discord and tell them how great they are. You'll make them feel like $100. I guarantee gosh dang to you. Because I feel great when you guys compliment me. But don't come into my Discord and constantly say, oh, this creator. And it's a creator that I have said time and time again I don't support. Now, when his lady is dealing with the same person that I've had to get a lifetime restraining order on, yes, I'm going to go over there and say something kind to her, and I hope I brightened her day. But other than that, you don't just sit there and talk about somebody that I don't support. That person doesn't support me. Why would I support him? That person liked to have said that I was a fraud and I did something fraudulent with that picture in Sebastian's case. You think that's somebody that I'm going to be friends with? You got me for the wrong person. You guys might not think I'm as tough as I am, I guess, because I don't put up with that shit. I am a doormat no more, and I don't put up with that shit. And neither should any of you. But it's not okay to unload onto other people. And it's not okay to trauma bait, because I think that's kind of something that might be happening as well. So, thank you, KJ. Thank you so much. That's so sweet of you. Thank you very much. See what I mean, guys? A beautiful compliment like this, KJ, that's so sweet. It really brightens my day, So don't do it in other people's Discords. Go tell the person, because that's so sweet. Thank you, KJ. Mally Cat, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Yeah, it's just weird, Mally Cat. And then see, the thing is that this person was doing this and doing this and doing it. And we were telling them, please be respectful, please behave. This is why I'm saying, poor Chuchi. I hope she didn't feel like a damn babysitter. And then when I come in there, it's like, oh, look, they're running amok. But we're not kids, though. We're old ladies. I'm gonna use that, the trauma baiting. Some people just wanna, like, make somebody feel as bad as they do, Marion, and sometimes it's not okay to dwell in your trauma either. You cannot do it. You can't dwell in that space, guys. It'll kill you. Are you kidding me? It's so dark in that space. Come out of it. Aw, okay, awesome, Titch. Aw, thank you. Um, you should still be able to get in the Discord. I think. Um, and that was another thing Chuchi and I were like, should we just make the memberships really high? And then that way we know people want to really seriously be in a good environment. Like, oh my gosh. It's funny, people will pay for toxicity. And again, they stay in that negative space. I will never understand it. Also, hello, Heather Marie. Oh, I've been thinking about you, Heather Marie. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. So, you guys are just great people, and I hate to, always bring this crap up, but I will have to from time to time, I suppose. This person was a member of my channel for, I think she said 11 months when she was upset in the text. I have not responded back, nor do I plan to. Again, anytime there's going to be that level of toxicity, I'm never going to meet it head on, unless I feel threatened physically. But I'm not going to engage back and forth. What was said was very uncomfortable. And then finally last night, the reason why I was late for my live was because I was too busy asking people to cool it in the Discord. Like, could you guys chill for a minute, because I just realized this is going on in here and I got a show planned, and that's not fair for everybody to have to wait on me because you guys are acting crazy in the Discord, right? And it's not even you guys, it was one person, because the other person wasn't in there the day we were discussing it, and she didn't know. Right, but it's still too fresh, you guys, and I just don't want Magnolia to feel like anybody's not supporting her on this end, because I do support people. It's just important to stay on subject. And when you think about someone who is highly manipulative, and we did the whole JLR, I mean, we're not going to do that again. I have videos that I made, and I'm good with it. So as it transpires, there might be some things in court that we'll discuss or something like that. But I wasn't there. I didn't know. I don't know him or Magnolia. And he's been at this for a long time. So we'll just see how everything transpires as we go along, right? Because I mean, we don't know. We don't know what's going to play out, how it's going to go. So yeah, let me know, Titch, because I don't know how it works exactly. Oh yeah, I know. Aw. Thank you, Heather. I love you too. You're awesome. No, and that's why I hate like discussing it, because it's like not a lot of people are even in there to for me to really address it here, but I just want you guys to also know, because there might be a lot of people like me who never joined the Discord because I heard they were pretty rotten places to kind of hang out, and I don't like to do that. And so yeah, I just want people to know that it's not like that in there. We try really, really hard at least. And thank you, Mally Cat. She says you are one of my favorites. Aw, thanks, Mally Cat. Don't forget how many of us love and support you, lady. Oh, that's so sweet. Mally Cat, see? Oh, well, thank you for your super chat. Aw, thank you. And hello, YouTubers here. So good to see you. Aw, Mally Cat, that is so sweet. You guys are the best. Hey, Mama's World, I've been through that DV stuff, and I went through it alone with my kids, and I've dealt with clients also who have been through it, and supporting them, even just to listen, supporting other women. Right. Yeah, Mama's World. And I mean, I don't know. I know people do things in life that they're not proud of, or, what have you. But yeah, I always just want to be supportive, and I always try to believe the person, especially when there's overwhelming evidence. I'm not as quick to jump to conclusions, but once you see it, it's like, oh my God. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough for all of us. And I don't ever want you guys to feel, hey, Tina girl, like you can't, discuss topics like that in here, because I think it's important that we do. I think the more that we don't discuss those topics openly, the worse it is. But then I also am kind of protective over the victims and how they might view some of the conversations, especially when the negativity comes through. And again, that's why I wanted to start a YouTube channel, and I was naive because I didn't realize that, they will demonetize you, or they will you know, review your video and say that the content is too much for the advertisers, because the advertisers sadly do not want to pay their advertising dollars to words that are used, like gruesome words, and different things that are going to be used, or topics that are talked about. They're very quick to not want to give you money or advertisements, because the topics are not happy ones. I'm not reviewing the candy. Oh, let me taste this. Num num, tastes like this. No, that's not what we're doing here. What we talk about is so serious. And I didn't realize that, they were so against it. So then I watched everybody saying unaliving, and I thought, why are they saying unaliving? That's so weird, And then I realized, okay, because this is how it works. And so that's why it took me so long to start a YouTube channel, because I was watching what everybody was doing, and I was trying to figure it out, and see how it all worked. Detroit, good to see you. Hey, Babs. Discord is so disgusting, in my opinion. See? Poor Babs. Babs is like, I'm not doing it. I mean, see, that's kind of, a lot of people have negative viewpoints of Discord, and I'm trying to change that. But then I'm feeling like Chuchi does so much for the channel, and here I am asking her to be a babysitter now. I'm like, oh, yeah, you want to babysit, and I'm the mom asking her to babysit for free. But then we shouldn't do that, because look, we could really make people feel empowered and cared for in there. Share your experience, but don't sit in the mud and the muck. You made it through it, girl. Do not do that to yourself. Get up, dry it up, and move on, because I'm here to tell you, life is too short. I wasted years and years and years and years in it, and never wanting to talk about it, just always keeping it to myself, made me sick, you know? Tina, I'm telling you, I need a break too. But I mean, they're like slave drivers on YouTube. They pay like 2 cents a video. So you best be going live a couple times a day if you're trying to make some money, girl. The right way. If you want to operate the sleazy, easy way, then you don't have to do that as much. But when you're telling the stories and trying to advocate, it's rough. Did you like the short, Brenda? I just cut that from the other video I made. I need to remember to do that more, remix it. So that way I can get some more views and that sort of thing. This person liked to say that I do everything for clicks and views. Well, here's the thing again. If you want to be successful at what you're doing, then I don't know why people are shaming YouTubers for wanting to get a click and a view. Now, am I going and doing something crazy like maybe Steve-O back in the day, and hurting myself to get like a bazillion views and all this? No, I'm not. Do I think of new topics for you guys to discuss every day and try to make the show interesting so it's bringing you good content that you feel is worth your time watching? Fuck yeah, I ask for clicks and views. Fuck yeah, I want clicks and views. You got that right, CC. You got that right. All right. So we're going to share this puppy. And, don't be an asshole in Discord. This should have been don't be an asshole in the Discord, but they would have probably dinged my video. So I got to take it easy. right? So I named it Lady Freedom Presents How to Get Blocked from the Dragon Tribe Discord. All right, so I came in to say hello today on a Sunday afternoon, and one of the gals in the Discord who's been a member of mine, and this is what I don't understand because I think I'm very clear with how I feel about certain subjects, and I think I've been very honest and blunt and forthright and matter of fact with all of it. But you see, I come in there and it says, I am Sebastian Virgin, I guess. That's when I got started with YouTube. What the fuck? I said, that's sick, right? That's me, right? And I said, what the hell is wrong with you? Wow. And I said, yeah, I'm not giving her any more opportunities to disrespect in here. And I completely banned CC from the Discord. You damn right. You were absolutely right. Because you're certainly not going to talk about Sebastian like that. I sat there today watching a video of a school teacher who groomed a young 13-year-old boy, and then he did a forensic interview where he was asked questions about the entire relationship, if you even want to call it that. Makes me sick to think of a 13-year-old boy. Nasty. Nasty. I'd tell you to get help, but there is no help for you. You get the wood chipper, in my opinion. And then she says some shit like this openly. I don't know if she was trying to be funny. I don't know if what she was trying to do, because I feel like what she was trying to do, I think what she was trying to do was troll. And none of it was working. We were being very professional with her, asking her to refrain from acting crazy in the Discord. Can you please say, yeah, and this is why I had to bring it up, Witchy, because here's the thing. Yeah, like Star Lambert told me, or sorry, Magic Star, she told me today, she said, yeah, I saw that pop up like in my notification box. So you know how when you get a message in your notifications and you can kind of read the message? Yeah. That's what she saw. So anybody that was signed up for notifications from my Discord saw this today. Good night, Mama's World. So, oh, KJ, there's no other explanation for these people. Right? And, so I'm a little bit sensitive after watching that. I'm like, this poor boy, and again, guys, I'm kind of gathering this research on all of these people coming out that are doing this. And again, I just wanted to also remind everyone that it does happen to young boys too. That teachers are doing this to these young boys. And so a lot of these stories that have been coming out, even watching Joseph Duggar and his wife being arrested. It's like these women are also in on these things. And I don't understand if it is like a demon sick possession or I don't understand it. It is extremely heartbreaking and disgusting to me. Again, the man that took Haley Busby, way older than her, didn't have any business talking to her. She was like 16 when they started talking. She had to be, because she was 17 when she went missing. And he talked to her for a little over a year. Guys, these older people are grooming these kids. And then they're taking them off the internet and hurting them in real life. It's not okay. And if I'm talking about true crime, that is something that needs to be discussed. Absolutely needs to be discussed. And another thing, Haley's Law needs more signatures. So please, guys, if you haven't had a chance, or if you will just share it, share her link in your social media and let them know what Haley's Law is for. please. I mean, Kiki, it's so gross. They can't help themselves. Like, she knew it was wrong. And then this bitch, she had the audacity to sit there and be like, well, I'm little. Those people in jail are going to beat me up. Well, yeah. What do you expect, you sicko? Ugh. So anyway, she says this comment, which is disgusting, and disturbing. And so then I said, Sebastian's father was gifted a membership. You got to be kidding me. And then I put the meme in there. Or no, it was a GIF. It was the ones that move around. Gail, Satan is, he is on a rampage, yo. I'm like going, what is happening? Because every single day I go searching and I'm researching and I see it. It's not stuff that happened 20 years ago. It happened yesterday. It happened 2 hours ago. It happened an hour ago. All of these examples of these horrible adults not protecting the children. And not only are they not protecting the children, they're the ones perpetrating crimes against the children. It's wild. And then we have people that find it appropriate to talk like this about a missing kid in his case. That is fucking disturbing. Okay? Not gonna have it. Yeah, this right here. All right. So then she goes to private chat between us and she says, what the fuck is wrong with me? Yeah. What is wrong with you? Again, you're like a child. You do something for attention over here. Look at me. Look at me. It wasn't getting the type of attention that you needed or wanted. And so you go over here and you do something even worse. And then that didn't get you kicked out. And then you say something about Sebastian. Yeah, what the fuck is wrong with you is right. Still waiting. Because you go on and you say, I thought you may have got it when you experienced the same mind fuckery with your own personal experiences. Okay, that has nothing to do with what you just said. And that has nothing to do with being respectful to a victim that we are discussing on my channel. And all I asked you to do is refrain from victim blaming or saying things that might seem insensitive to the victim. If you can't handle that, I have no help for you, but there's some resources at the end. Right? But it's now all clicks and views with you also, so it seems. Yeah, again, we went over that. Thank you, Marion. Thank you so much. Thank you. That helps so much with Haley's Law. It does. And thank you, Witchy, for getting that in the chat. Kiki, I'm going, what is this? Why? All I wanted to do was go in there and say hi to everyone. Hey, guys, how you doing? Hope your Sunday is going well. I'm going to be going live tonight at this time. But instead, I'm totally derailed by this bullshit. Talking about remove me from your damn Discord because I've been a channel member. I don't care how long you've been a channel member. If you start acting like a fucking asshole at 3 years, then you're going to get told to leave because you're making everybody else feel uncomfortable. You're being rude and disrespectful. So yeah, it doesn't matter how long. I'm sorry that you feel like you invested too many months on my channel. I'm sorry. I feel like we've had a person in our channel that should never have been in there in the first place. So the feeling's mutual. Right? And when Chuchi is taken care of and making it a safe environment, that's too bad for you too. Don't ever come to me complaining about what Chuchi's doing. Don't ever come to me complaining about what she's doing because all she's doing is what I've asked her to do. That's it. Hey, Chuchi, can you please make sure that there's no drama in there and that, people are kind to each other? Hey, Chuchi, I'm having a really hard time with this subject tonight. It's a tough subject. Could you please make sure everybody's respectful and doesn't say, anything that might be hurtful towards Magnolia? Yeah, sure, Lady Freedom. Okay. Right? I mean, it's crazy. Then she goes on, and this is what really upset me more because, of course, Jen is not in my Discord. Again, Jen was searching for Sebastian. Cece, what did you do for Sebastian today? Again, I'm still waiting. I am still waiting. Because I'm here to tell you, I blocked you in the Discord because I wasn't going to listen to you badmouth my friend anymore. But you're more than welcome to come in here and say your piece if you'd like. Because I'm still waiting when you want to talk shit about Jen. For one, I don't do astrology. That's what Jen does. And when Jen does astrology, I listen to her because it's a different way that she is trying to find Sebastian. And at this point, I would try anything to find this young man. I would think that all of us are on the same page about that. He needs to be found. She's looking for him in the woods. The very unforgiving Tennessee woods, I'm going to say it. There you go. So, bye and good luck. When a channel says they are not about drama, those are the ones who are full of it. Well, good for you. Then go to one of their channels. If you know where they're at, go. And you have turned out to be with your astrology. Has anyone put a 1? I'll make it easy for you. Put a 1 in the chat if any of you guys have ever seen me practice astrology. That would be a damn cold day in hell because I'm here to tell you. That's when you could call me a fraud. I don't do astrology. Never have, never will. I do not do astrology, but I also think that when somebody has that type of experience in the subject, I'm going to listen. When Jen is going to give me a hot spot to go to look for Sebastian, I'm going to go. And if she asks me, can you come search with me? I'm going to be down there to do it with her. You bet your butt. And I was so disappointed to not be there with Jen today. And Jeff and Jill. You know, because they're out there, the three of them. They probably could have used a hand. But instead, we have a psycho right here. And that stupid bullshit. What stupid bullshit? Her using astrology to try to find spots because the police won't help us out. Sebastian's mom isn't even looking for him. And you're going to knock someone who is? Yeah, you stoop to an all-new low. That's for damn sure. Right? And then she talks about reading some star charts because nobody's going to get a conviction, right? With CP, with somebody reading the star charts. No, but I think they could get a conviction if somebody finds Sebastian. You got any clues? Or are you just here to talk shit? Despicable. And guys, your ignorance will never be tolerated. I don't care how long you're a member. I don't care how much, how nice you are, whatever. Otherwise, if you're going to continue on and on like she did for days now, continue on and on and on and on, and then leave it with some bullshit at the end. Oh, XD. I mean, her channel is great. Jen is a great person. She's doing everything she can to find Sebastian and then some. Please. She's got a whole bunch of cases she works. Your personal pain is not an excuse to bring others down with you, crab. Right? What you said was beyond disgusting and disturbing. I'm going to leave some resources. Yep, let's play a little game of hide and seek. I will hide you, and then you can go seek some professional help, please, by all means. Here's some numbers. All right, guys, and I am in no way, shape, or form shaming anyone who needs to get resources. I'm just saying if you are going through something, don't take it out on other people. Go and get some help, please. Please, and thank you. And don't bring it into other people's places where they are. Sorry, I don't know where I'm at tonight. I don't know where to put myself. Okay, here, let me put myself back over here. But yes, please, please, please do not, because all it's going to do is make it so you don't have anybody to talk to other than a therapist. Okay? Because that's the rate that you're going by doing stuff like that and saying things like that. I'd be mortified if Seth clicked the link to the Discord. I know he doesn't have time for that crap. But I'm just saying, like, what if somebody decided to screenshot and share that to Seth and I never addressed it in my own Discord? Please think before you type. Will ya? You know, Jenna's a beautiful soul, Cinderella. She is. She is one of my good friends, and that's why this disgusting person decided to go after her to upset me. Right? Because that's what disgusting people do. They pulled Jen in, who was busting her ass today, to search for Sebastian, and they talk shit about her. You know? Be Kind Joe is your middle name. Oh my goodness. It was either that background or I did another AI background. But this one, I mean, I don't know. It's cute, but you know, it does. I think this one was better. This was a better AI. You know, what with the green motif that we got going for Sebastian around here. So, hey Joe, that's funny. So tonight I didn't get a chance to finish my video, of course, because that's what this does is distract. Um, what did I do? Joe, no, the funniest thing is right after this all happened was that then I was like asking you if you change, well, I asked Sandy, who I thought might be you because it was the same avatar, why you changed your name to Sandy. So I accused you of something. Accusations were flying and Joe did nothing wrong this time. This time. But no, I'm just teasing. That was funny. Hey Joe, how does it go? Hey Joe, what do you know? Joe, you were in the Discord after. So then of course I just, did the mom from the 70s show when she's pouring like a humongous margarita. I did one of those. So Sandy. I was shaking Joe down. I was like, how dare you use Sandy's name in here? What did I walk into? Oh my gosh. Then I was like really on, I was very hyper vigilant. Kiki coming in there. I was like, that's it. All right, everybody's getting shut down. The Discord is shut down for 7 days. Like, oh my gosh. I love sandwiches. Oh my goodness, that's funny. Lady Freedom came in to find shenanigans afoot. And poor Joe just came into the middle of it. Star was there. Star's just watching. I knew some people were watching in the bushes, like, uh-oh, she's on a rampage today. Oh no. And then they're like, Joe didn't do anything. Sandy's like, no, it's really me. I was like, oh, okay, good, Sandy. It's just the same avatar. Because they have like the cute little avatars. Oh my goodness, what a day. But I'm so glad that Jen went out searching. And like I said, go ahead and let me go and share Jen's link if you guys because I'll share her video too. But no, Jen is the one that does astrology. I listen because I'm just trying to listen to what she does, because I find it very fascinating when someone can do something that I can't do. Sometimes I like watching videos about things that I can do. Um, you know, like that's why I like to watch Chopped because I like to cook, and when I watch that, I'm like, "Oh my god, what are they gonna make with like licorice and a fish and like, all these weird ingredients?" I don't know. I find that to be exciting. So, um, oh, okay. So yeah, this is Jen. But yeah, I was kind of watching a lot of different things today and doing some research. This is Jen's channel. And then also, I wanted to share with you guys. Let me see if I can't go to Facebook. Why? All right. I guess it's just going to make me do it this way. It's just stupid. All right. Here we go. Yeah. And this is support Cole, but I wanted to go to Haley's. Okay, so Haley's Army has an official site. I don't want this on there. Oh my gosh. Why is it so silly like that? All right, maybe I got to do it that way. I'm sorry. Whenever I pull up Facebook for some reason on here, why does it do that? That is so silly. Whatever. Okay. So stop. All right. But now is it going to allow me to do the whole page? Okay. Haley Busby. Here we go. All right. So just some cool things on Haley's page. And I wonder if I can't get a visit. Share. Sorry, I might have to keep making it little and big. Can you guys see it when it's big? I don't know because it takes up my whole screen and it's a pain in the butt. Oh, why did it do that? Oh, and see it leaves then. How weird is that? Okay, you guys can see. So that's Haley. Yeah, I wanted to share her page out, but give me a second. It's not letting me do it. Visit. Okay. Because I know we need a lot more. Oh, there we go. I know we need a lot more signatures. They were asking for more signatures as well. And this is the Haley Busby's Army official group. And they have a bunch of things that they're working on that they're doing, which I'm not going to be able to look at chat because it's continuously, I don't know why it's doing that. That's silly. All right, but I wanted to show you guys this. So I won't be able to look at chat, but I'll be able to just show you all of this. So they're doing some cute little posts about the ribbon. So she does bows, right? So the bows that Haley does are kind of like these little bows right here, which is really cute. And just a lot of information to keep going. So I wanted to read this post particularly to you guys. And it says, "Good morning, Army for Haley. Rana, sorry if I'm saying that wrong, has done an incredible job managing the Spotify store. Her heart and dedication continue to shine through in everything she does. Go check out the new products, right?" This is a store for Haley, so I'm going to just go ahead and copy this and share it with you guys. "I've been thinking about adding a Proud Dads line. The idea is simple but powerful. This would be a way for dads to show how proud we are of our children and that we stand united in protecting them. I would really value feedback from the dads in this community. Would this be something you'd wear and support? As always, all proceeds go directly toward protecting our children and continuing this mission. Our Army is 100% volunteer based so that resources are exactly where they need to be, closer to our children and protecting them. Haley's proud dad. And then this is her dad. So I just think that is so sweet. Beautiful picture of Haley. And so I will go ahead and share that too. If you guys want to support that cause, you absolutely can. Oh, gave me the long link. Ooh, I hate when it does that. All right. So just bear with me while I grab the link. But I think it's a great cause. I think what they're trying to do is amazing and trying to get awareness out there about Haley and what happened to her so it doesn't happen to other children, right? And on the website they have like coffee mugs, Haley's Army. They also have the bracelets as well. So let me share this also so you guys can see it. So if you want to order like an awareness bracelet, pink alert, right, with the bows on it, that's really cute. And they're $1.99. I support Haley's Law, right? Support car magnet. So a lot of different things right here. I support Katie's Law, or excuse me, Haley's Law, and it's a little license plate platform thing. I don't know what they're called. Holder, license plate holder. And then some, different sweatshirts and that sort of thing. So you can join their email and all of that. How do I share this though? I don't see where I can share it from here. Sorry guys, give me a second. No, that's my card. Because I feel like if I do this, it's just going to give me the long link. But maybe if I do this, see if this works. But either way, I know you guys like the awareness bracelets and that sort of thing. So if you wanted to get those, that's where you would go for that. Yeah, Joe. So with Haley, what ended up happening is that she was lured, well, groomed and then lured. Let me find us a good review to do, because I made a video for Haley and I put it on TikTok and all that. But I have not made her a video, and I need to. But I absolutely want to share out everything from her page, because I joined up to her page and that sort of thing. This is when they found Haley. Let me go ahead and okay. And let me share this.
Disappearance and
Sorry.
thanks so much, Amber. We'll see you in just a bit. We want to get back to a story we've been bringing you here on Fox 59 midday. We're continuing our coverage of the disappearance and death of 17-year-old Haley Busby.
We're also working to get you updates on a few things we know you all have questions on. But first, a quick update this midday on what we know right now. Haley disappeared from her Fishers home in early January.
Okay, so this is the guy, Joe. And yeah, they caught him. It is a federal crime now, though, because he brought her over state lines.
39-year-old Tyler Thomas, who you see here, has been
39-year-old Tyler Thomas
been arrested as the suspect. His attorney says he led the FBI and other law enforcement to Busby's body on Sunday in Perry County, Ohio. We are also working to learn exactly where she was found, but sources tell us she was dismembered.
Now, Columbus, Ohio police.
Okay, guys, so the sources were saying that he took her out there and dismembered her. He did eventually, hey, my PTSD. He did, thank you so much, Detroit and Chuchi. He did eventually bring them to her, but he's really got a high, I don't even know if it's high priced or just high profile defense attorney, but he's very cocky. I know Babs, oh my gosh, like, and she is just gorgeous. I mean, I saw her, our friend Shauna was telling me about Haley, and we were putting out, I did, like I said, a video just for awareness, and kind of grabbed up some flyers. Her family was really quick to get the ball rolling on finding her, getting the flyers out there. They started a GoFundMe. I know, Marion, it just breaks my heart. Yes. Okay, so she was playing Roblox and another game as well, Babs, on there. And I can't for the life of me figure it out, but or remember it now, but there was communications there, and then he moved her over into a Discord, and then he moved her over into an app called Sessions, which is basically like an encrypted chat where both sides is encrypted, so not even law enforcement could get those correspondence. So I think that may have been where they ended off talking. But that's the last that I've heard about it. So thank you, Witchy. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, it's just so unfortunate and terrifying.
Police believe she was killed while staying at a short-term rental property. Police say Busby met Thomas on a gaming app online. We have asked Fishers Police, Ohio Police, as well as the FBI if they can tell us more about what particular gaming app it was, but none would give us any sort of insight as to what. We know that's a question many of you have. We also don't know when Thomas could face that upgraded murder charge.
So far,
okay, so this is newer, like right when they found her.
Court records show he is facing, however, one count of pandering obscenity involving a minor and one count of tampering with evidence for deleting sexually explicit videos of Busby that were on his phone. His bond is set at $1.5 million.
And he groomed her for a year and a half, I believe it was.
We also know the Busby case has touched so many people this week, including a woman who was also a victim of an online predator herself.
Yeah, she actually reached out to us here at Fox 59. We're talking about Alicia Kozak. She's the first known victim of child abduction using the internet. She was taken and brutalized for several days back in 2002.
Wow.
She tells us that a man lured her in through an online chat room, repeatedly assaulted her before she was finally rescued. Since that time she was victimized, she says the internet has become a lot more dangerous.
This is why we need the pink alert. Hey, Andrea, this is why we need a pink alert. Right? Because look, this young lady was found, guys. I mean, oh my gosh, this poor girl.
Now gives talks at schools and conferences across the country, pushing the message that parents, you can't sit back and assume your kids are going to be safe online.
But if we don't teach them how to be careful and we don't teach them what those dangers are, then they don't know how to keep themselves safe. And
this is what Haley's Law will do, and the pink alert and all of it.
The most important part of this is that you have to let your children know that they can come to you with absolutely anything.
They can come to you with absolutely anything, even if you did wrong. You won't be in trouble if you tell me what's going on, you know? Oh, it's so important.
Yeah, her hope is that Busby's case will lead to changes at the State House and the passage of what's known as Alicia's Law. Several states have, by the way, adopted the measure, which sets up a dedicated funding source for internet crimes against children. Task forces will keep you updated on how this develops.
Wow, we need that too, though. We really need that too. So Alicia's Law, I didn't know about that. That's really the first time I watched that newsreel. So that's interesting there. So, Babs, yes, absolutely. So there's another app that was mentioned today. Now, this was because there was a teacher who groomed a young man. He was 13 years old, and obviously his identity has probably been, redacted for privacy because he's the victim, right? But let me go ahead and show you guys this piece of goo. All right, so hopefully I could do this under fair use. If anything, you guys will just watch it live and you guys will hear my commentary. If some of it gets cut out, I apologize. This is full credit to Law and Crime Network, but I wanted to play this part for you guys, so just bear with me here. Here, let me just show you this weirdo first. All right, so hopefully. All right, let me share this.
Welcome to practice. This is where all you noobs become yellow turds. Yeah. That was
All right, so this is this teacher.
Brittany Zamora on social media years ago, but now
Brittany Zamora.
Now the popular
That's Brittany Zamora right there. Right? And she is a teacher who groomed this young man. But I want you guys to listen to more so the conversation that the boy's parents had with the school resource officer when this was all figured out. Because in my opinion, it was a really great example of what should be done with children and their phones and how they figured out that this was happening to their son.
teacher is in the middle of a long prison sentence as a convicted sexual predator.
All right, there she is. She's a convicted predator. Oh, here, let me show you what her dad did, or what his dad did really quick.
As evidence.
What type of perverted person are you? I want to know right now. You are a monster. You are a pedophile. You're a child molester. Do you understand me? Do me a favor. Do not call this number back again. The next time you'll hear from me will be in court. And make sure you let your husband know that you like to 13-year-old boys. And I am coming for you.
Okay.
Yeah, you have a wonderful evening, okay, you stupid.
Can you explain to me? Can we meet, to talk about this? Is
Miss-
there something we can settle out, outside?
Oh yeah, that's what we can do. So I can give you a chance to do it to some other kid. Yeah, that's exactly what we're gonna do. That's exactly no, Ms. Zamora, do me a favor. Do not call me back again.
Wow. Okay, so he is madder than a hornet, and he should be. Yay for that. Dad is right, Babs. I mean, he phoned her up right away when they found the text messages, right? And her husband is standing right there. So I remember when this happened, but then they did like an update, and it was new today from Crime Fix with Anjanette Levy.
Do you understand me? Make sure you tell your husband what's going on.
He is right here. Can he talk to you?
Oh yeah, put your husband on the phone. I'm more than happy to talk to that dumb too.
Hey man.
Hey, don't say hey man to me. You got a moan.
He said, hey, man. He said, don't say hey, man to me. Woo, he's hot.
If I was you, you stupid I'd leave her.
Man, listen.
No, listen to me, you stupid I'll cave your stupid head. Do you want to? I'd love to put my hands on you. Are stupid.
The video cut.
Okay, so his wife was telling him stop, because I've seen the rest of that video, and I remember his wife's like, okay, Dad, simmer down. It's a mad dad. Dad is mad. Woo-wee. And upset, right? Because look, his 13-year-old boy was being groomed by this old lady. I mean, again, I know she's a young teacher, but gross. Come on. I know there's tons of them, Detroit, and I just wouldn't be doing justice if we didn't talk about the whole ball game, right? Because they're all over, and then some of them are, husband and wife duos, right? Like Josh, I always want to say Josh Duggar. They all have almost the J name. So Joseph Duggar and his wife, Little House on the Prairie. But yet they're Chester Cheetahs, Little Chesters on the Prairie. Okay, so this is how they handled the school resource officer. This is great.
To meet with police and school officials, revealing how he discovered the messages and the abuse.
Morning, folks. I'm Officer McFadden. I'm the school resource officer.
The meeting begins with an update on Brittany Zamora's employment status with the school.
All right, so I know you already know a little bit about where we're at now. So Mrs. Zamora's been placed on administrative leave. She won't be coming in today, and she'll be on administrative leave pending the investigation. And she's not to have any contact with any district employees, any students or parents. She's only contacted us.
Okay. My question is kind of how did this all begin?
How did we find out?
Correct. Yes. How did it come to light?
So I have an app on my son's phone.
Okay.
We got him a new phone, and he was wanting to shut his door at night. When we told him, you sleep with the door open. He was just showing more interest in girls. And
Okay, so one of the first warning signs this mom had was that he was acting different, more secretive, right? He was wanting the door closed. So even those little tiny things that his mom was noticing gave her alarms, right? Because all of a sudden he was being secretive. He wanted to close off, close the door. She said no, right? And that was a warning sign to her. And then she said that he had more interest in girls all of a sudden, right? But that's natural because he's being groomed to be that way. Hey, Debbie says what? Oh my gosh, Joe, I would be way worse than this dad. Like somebody would be having to tell me, chill out, cool it, because, you're in the right. So you got to stay in the right, because just like the dad said on the WSMV4 interview, like, he's like, I wouldn't have to worry about no cops. I'd do it myself. He was serious. I think he was serious, but I mean, this is the kind of thing that really sets parents off, and they have to keep their cool because they have to protect their children even more. So he would do no good in jail, and neither would any other parent, right? We have to keep our cool, and it's extremely difficult. It's extremely difficult. So, but those were the warning signs that mom noticed right off the bat, that her son was, he's 13. Yes, Detroit. He's only 13. He's being, more secretive, more private, which, at that age, that can be kind of overlooked. Like, okay, well, he's older and he's trying to, be more independent sort of thing. I know, Debbie, he cracks me up. He lightens the mood. He's like, that's uncalled for, Lady Freedom. But very young, right? Tina, impressionable. And of course he's going to be more charged in that way because of what this person is exposing to him, right? And so that's what's really difficult for this situation, because, as boys are 13, they're getting interested in girls. So this is a great catch on the mom's part, that she's noticing that difference in her child, just even if it's a slight difference, and even if it's something that's normal for his age, she still saw a red flag, which is fantastic. So as soon as a kid gets more secretive as red flags, right? Exactly, Babs. I mean, and that's just part of it. We have to watch so closely and pay attention always, right? Because it's easy to be like, well, as they get older, give them more rope. But in the same way, it's like, you also have to watch, because there's somebody over there trying to swoop in. And right, Debbie, exactly. Hormones are crazy. You just think about, okay, he's liking girls now. That's kind of cute, but then you also have to look at the warning signs as well. It's so tricky. There's no perfect fix, but awareness is key. And then they also, technology beat technology, right? Because she's going to do something to put on his phone where she notices. That's right, exactly. And oh, I know. And Andrea, she worked at an elementary school for like 4 or 5 years prior to getting the position over at the junior high. And she had only been there since July of last year. So she couldn't even make it a whole year, to the best of my understanding, without, acting on her predatory urges or whatever. I mean, I got to keep it PG or whatever. Ugh.
A conversation with him, he says, yeah, I talk to girls, but they're just my friends. So when we got the new phone, I put this app on his phone, and it alerts me. It's called Sentry.
Okay, so they put an alert on they put an app on his phone that alerts his mother, and it's called Sentry. It's called SNTRY, Sentry. And you can download it to your kid's phone, and it's going to alert you. And this is how it's going to alert you. She's going to I'm going to skip over what Anjanette's saying just so they don't strike me, because I know they're a bigger channel and I haven't transformed this, but we got to listen to it. She says, so yesterday I got an alert. Let me just back it up just a tad bit. I knew it was going to give me an ad. Sorry guys, hold on. We're going to watch this lady shovel some poop.
It's called Sentry.
Sentry PC.
Oh, sorry. All right, so Sentry TC, guys, get that app for your kids. If I mean, it's not even a matter of trusting your kids. It's about not trusting the predators on the street, not trusting the people that may encounter the kids through different apps, Roblox, things like that.
Yesterday I got the alert, and I kept getting alerts back to back because the word baby kept being used. So I'm reading through the conversations, and
Ew, so she got an alert because the word baby kept being used, because earlier in this, and I'll drop the link for you guys too, so you could watch it all the way through. The teacher was saying stuff like that to him. Baby this, baby that. And mom got alerted because that word was being used over and over and over again. What a cretin this lady is. Nasty old Chester Cheetah.
I've done this before with other conversations of his as well. But this time I saw at the bottom that it had Mrs. Zamora Instagram profile.
Okay.
That's her name. And I'm familiar with her profile name because she's messaged me through Instagram as well.
Wow. So she had the nerve, and she was Instagramming his mother as well, and using that same account to prey on her own child.
Tutoring and offering help.
She was asking if he needed any help, if she could tutor him. What a nasty old hag.
And so I recognized, and I told my husband, and we looked it over, and then what confirmed it is her first name was used in the conversation, where either he wrote it or she wrote it.
Okay.
So then they became on a first name basis. Absolutely awful. I mean, awful, Andrea. I don't understand it. Had a whole husband, Well, she needs to put that on there, Joe. If she sees baby too many times in a row, she needs to get you.
They put last name. And so then the conversation just kept on. And it was like he was talking to a girl, like his girlfriend.
Right. So as the predator was preying on her son, the more that he felt comfortable and the more that he started calling her girlfriend. Right? Hey, Susie. And, I know. Babs. I know. And this mom is she's doing such a good job of advocating for her son right now. I mean, a stellar job, because some moms would be like, I'm going to sue the pants off the school, da 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 da, because this behavior was happening on school grounds. I know, Andrea, I agree. You know, but this was happening on school grounds. And Colin, I mean, the level of it is just unbelievable. Unbelievable. So Debbie says, hey, it's not a bad idea. If you suspect cheating, get Century. I wonder if that's what it was originally made for. Debbie, that's funny. Oh my goodness. But yeah, oh my goodness. Oh.
So I showed my husband the conversation, and then when he came home, we talked to my son, and we told him, you know, we need you to be completely honest right now. We already know the answer to everything we're going to ask.
All right, so we need you to be honest, and we already know the answers to everything that you're going to ask. I mean, that's a rock star mom right there. You know, Babs, I'm telling you. She goes, okay, listen, son, we're going to have a conversation. Now, when we ask you these questions, we already know the answers. So just to set that the parameters for this conversation, right? What a great team. Yeah, great parenting, protecting their son. I agree, Babs. And I mean, these are the things that are tough that, you know, none of us want to have to deal with. It's just so important, because what if she hurt him in another way, right? What if they decided to go off and then she didn't want to get caught and something happened? You know, you just never, ever know. And that poor kid, you know. Tina, yeah, the kids said something was going on, and they got the principal in there and told the class to stop the rumors when the rumors were true. Okay, I do remember that, because one of the students was in there, and the teacher had been asked by the school to not be going and having one-on-ones with this young man. Yes, because that was also revealed in this little presentation here in this video. And again, that's a red flag for the school. If a teacher is showing unhealthy interest in a young person, then we need to draw the line, right? Because there's some ill intent, you know, there. So I believe that. I very much believe that. So yes, Tina. He was the lookout, and he was in the room, witnessed the entire thing. I mean, just so sad that that little boy was put in that position as well.
So we just need you to tell us the truth.
Okay.
Right? Just please tell us the truth.
So we showed him the conversation, and we said, who is this? Who are you talking to? And he said, my teacher.
Okay.
So then my husband, you know, we're very blunt with our kids, and we're open, and we've had conversations with him growing up and all that is expected. And so my husband just told him,
okay,
have you done anything with your teacher? Did you have sex with your teacher? He said yes.
He said yes. Okay.
The school.
All right. He said yes. Okay. Okay. So, you know, I mean, what a horrible conversation to have with the teachers, the principals, the staff. Oh, I know. I mean, it's unbelievable. It is unbelievable. It doesn't matter what the kids looks like. I don't care, younger than 18 is. Oh, I know, Tina. I'm like, but I mean, even, oh my gosh, 13? I mean, he's just a little guy. Like, he's a little boy. What can he ever offer? Like, even anything. It's so horrible, and I just don't get it, you know? It makes absolutely no sense. And then to corrupt this young boy's mind, and that's why he was trying to go alone. You know, she was also preying on him when he was at his grandparents' house. So there was stuff that was transpiring on school grounds, but then also when her husband went on a fishing trip, she was asking this young boy, "Where do your grandparents live?" And he snuck out of his grandparents' house because, he couldn't, with those two parents, I don't think he really was getting away with much, right? But he did meet her out in her car. And so it's just amazing, just the level of trust that was broken. And I think that they should always get in trouble for that as well. You know? Yeah, Tina, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense, and that's it, the power dynamic. Yeah. Yeah, on top of him being a minor. Yeah, and that's it. I think that it comes down to just like any other predator with control. And that's what they want to have over their victim, you know. Um I know. Well, Babs, I always say that too. That I wouldn't do it, years ago, but nowadays, I mean, I think I would consider it because you just don't know what's going on. You just never know, especially if it's happening so openly in the schools. They did show the forensic interview with the young man, but I'm just gonna kind of decline to go over that tonight, just because um it's just really, really sad. I don't think any young person should have to deal with having to be shamed and, corrupted as a young person. It was just really, really sad. Um, you know, so well, Joe, you should be outraged. You should be outraged, and I think the more that we can fight technology with technology is smart as parents too. Like if you think that, it's time for your child to have a cell phone, it's really good to keep these safeguards in place. Um, just so you can also monitor what they're doing. I think that's so important. I know Debbie, his poor mom and his dad was so upset too. Um, so it just there was an education assistant where I lived recently convicted of inappropriate text, etc. with students. Well, yeah, Andrea, oh my gosh. And that's what's crazy is that a lot of um, recent developments have come out with people doing this. And it's like we've seen it just in the last couple of weeks play out with, an older Chester Cheetah and a young boy. We saw and a Chester Cheetah that's a lady with a student, and then we're also seeing these things happening with a teacher who was a former police officer in Hendersonville, a criminal justice teacher at that, and a basketball coach who was hurting young females, and it's happening in all different forms. And then to put the icing on the cake, we have a couple, a husband and wife, who are right now being charged with both of them hurting a young girl. And so it's mind-blowing to me. And the weirdest thing is I saw a clip come through my news feed from TLC, and it was actually around the time that this all transpired, and they were in Florida on a vacation, and they just had a baby. Like, she just had a baby. Yes, Detroit, she did get 20 years. So she's going to be out, I guess, in 2038. So she will, I mean, in theory, see the light of day. Unfortunately, her husband did leave her. So he got out of that situation because he sounded like a big time enabler, in my opinion. for him to just be like, "Oh, let me talk to you, bro." Like, no, 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 no. So, um, but yeah, really, really unfortunate situation. But I think it's important to remember that there are safeguards that we can put in place, that we can talk to our kids about grooming techniques, because I think that's one thing that maybe we don't talk about as much with our young boys, our sons, or um, we might overlook a situation where they're into girls and not understand that they're being groomed and things. So if they could have those tools, and if they can have that awareness, I think that is so important. Because again, they said we've talked to him about, basically the birds and the bees. We're blunt, we're open and honest with our kids, and we keep the conversation going. But I think young men have to be taught what grooming is as well, because we do overlook it. Because I really believe that more of it happens, and the shame that comes with it, that is why it's not reported or discussed, So, Debbie says, "I was a teacher assistant and never thought of any child that way." I mean, how? I mean, that's what I don't understand either, Debbie, because they're just kids, right? Like, they're just kids. They're out there, and like, boys are wild, and they're all over the place, and acting silly and making fart noises. You're usually like having to scold them more than anything, right? They're being silly, and so acting like Joe in the chat, and it's just kidding, Joe. But I mean, like, I don't understand why a teacher who's established would ever look at that child as, some no, mm-mm. But I think it's just the predatory behavior. And I do think it's absolutely demonic. Um, it's just there's something wrong. They're sick. Um, Magic Star says homeschooling is a great option if you can do it. Too many Preds have easily infiltrated our schools. I read about it all the time. And again, well, and the thing is too is even like Disney workers. Like, I never even knew until Grady Judd was doing all his stings how many people were getting jobs at Disney who had those horrible proclivities and freaking brain malfunction. So same. Andrea says same. Debbie, I did that for 22 years. Never ever could I think of a student like that. They're children, exactly. Yeah, it's so strange. And again, she was kind of going off and talking with him, and just being subtly inappropriate. And it did catch people's attention. But again, it was looked at, like Tina Girl was saying, like, "Oh, it's just a rumor," right? And a lot of times too, some of these younger boys might be egging it on, like, "Oh, that teacher's so pretty," and "You lucky dog," and it's so different. It's different for boys, I think, too. And then we also see that when boys are confused, like what with the Arctic Fox situation. If that was the case, right, and not a decoy situation, that's one scenario that happens all the time, and then again, you're seeing these couples who are okay with it. So, hey, Seth, good to see you. Hello. So, yeah, I mean, it's just something that we have to be very vigilant about. We have to talk to our kids, as much as we don't want to, you know, as much as we don't want to be a helicopter parent, it's almost kind of necessary. And if you don't want to think of it yourself as that, just think of it as protecting your kids. Because you don't know who's out there. And at the end of the day, sometimes those people are so manipulative that it doesn't matter how much you try to tell your kids, this, that, or the other. Um, you know, they can still fall victim to this. So they do, Andrea. Yeah, and it's not fair um for them to be left out of that, right? Or for people to not recognize it. I agree. So the misnomer that boys or men can't be victims drives me up a wall. Yeah, I know. Well, they absolutely can be. And they absolutely are. And it does me too. And sometimes if I'm talking about a situation, I do try to put the disclaimer in, if I say these damn men out there doing this nasty stuff with little, girls, or, I'm not just saying that it only happens like that. I mean, we've all seen it over the last couple of weeks again, play out in different scenarios. It's a predator is a predator. That's it. Doesn't matter. Well, and that's the thing. I mean, that's one thing it does teach us, Babs, is to, it it teaches us to be cautious, you know? Yeah, and that's it. It's the too much attention to a child, inappropriate questions, talk, red flags, right? If they ask you, I mean, and that's the thing. I mean, she's a teacher, so she knows his first name. That first name basis was probably not hard to crack, right? And but that's what's so sick about it, is that as a teacher, she probably can look in his school records, find out where he lives. I mean, absolutely gross, and what teacher, and also I would be very leery of my kids being friends with their teachers on social media. I think that's just inappropriate. Again, I just, for what? What could my interests on Instagram possibly be that are a match with your interests? As a 13-year-old boy and me being, even a 30-year-old woman. There's zero. There's none, you know? So, hey, Linda. A day doesn't go by that I don't pray. Oh, that's so sweet, Susie. Hey, Seth, a day doesn't go by that I don't pray for Sebastian to be found and come home to you. Keep the hope and faith. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you, Susie. I don't think that making sure your child has safe interactions online, and yeah, exactly, should be considered helicopter parenting, right? Yeah, because I know a lot of people are like, yeah, I really don't want to um I really don't want to take their privacy or make them feel like I don't trust them. But I think the conversation needs to be like, absolutely trust your decision making, but I do want to make you aware of some things so you can have better decision making, as well as I'm doing this because it's not that I don't trust you, it's that it's hard to trust other people. And I'm trying to keep you protected type of a conversation, rather than, yeah, like, we're going to watch every single thing you do, because that can also push your child away. Good night, Chuchi. Thank you for being here. Yes, Seth, I did. I meant to share it out because, well, I saw it in the Discord. Seth says, did you check out my post earlier? It has to stop, and those are the purpose to lead and represent us are just as sick. I know, and that's what I said too in the Discord. I said the only reason that they would not want to push that through is if they're like that themselves. I agree with you, Seth. I do. So give me 1 second and let me pull that up, Seth, because yeah, I want to share it. I'm glad you mentioned that, because that was a kick in the butt. Really, it really was, or a slap in the face. Unbelievable. Let me go here. And the posts. Yeah. Oh, you put the list up too. See, I did not see that. All right, here, let me go to this one. I got to read more. Okay, let me share this. I'm so glad you're here, Seth, to remind me about this because, yeah, we were talking about this as well. These are the subjects that I do like to talk about in the Discord to open up the conversation and to be supportive of situations like this, you know? Yeah, thank you, Seth. I mean, we have to know about it. Hey, if we stick our heads in the sand, it's like, oh, I don't like to hear about this stuff. It's terrible. It's like, but we have to. It sucks, but it's part of it, right? It's the knowing. Um, when we know better, we can do better. We can be proactive. We can be preventative. So it's Seth says the United States House of Representatives voted 357 to 65. So 357 people blocked the release of congressional sexual misconduct reports. This was done by both Democrats and Republicans. Tell me again how they care about our children. I'll wait. U.S. House of Representatives voted the table effectively kill a resolution, House Resolution 1072, which would have demanded the immediate release to the public of House Ethics Committee records regarding sexual misconduct investigations into members. What? Wow. Wow. So here are the people and what they voted. Right? So here are the ones that all wrote yay, right? Because you have to say yay or nay. And again, this is a Democrat, Republican, Democrat, Republican, Democrat. You know what I'm saying? This is a major issue. Because this is both sides. It's not like, oh, the one side is virtuous and the other side is not. The one side cares about children and the other ones do not. No, this is sick individuals on both sides that are wanting to keep this, and again, staggering numbers. So we have 65 people, good people, who are saying, yeah, let's do it, right? Adams of North Carolina, we got Alabama Republican, we got a Democrat in California, we got Alford Republican in Missouri, and they're fine with it, right? These are people who don't have anything to worry about. Look at all of these people, right? Louisiana, Illinois, Texas, Hawaii, Kentucky, New Jersey, Arkansas, Ohio, Florida. Thank God people in Florida. I mean, Mississippi, Texas. I mean, look, we have people from all over in the chat. These are the people that said it's okay. We got a Bagger. Ooh, sorry. I really butchered that last name. Harshbarger. Oh, geez. Republican from Tennessee. But all of these people said yay. Said, yeah, put it out there. Why not? What's the deal, right? 65. Now we have 357 people who said nay. Right? We got a Republican out of South Carolina. We got a Republican in Pennsylvania, a Democrat from Rhode Island, a Republican from New York and Utah, a Republican, Kansas, a Republican, Kentucky, a Republican, all saying nay. All saying nay. Ooh, a mass Republican over here. Okay, these are still yays. Sorry, Seth. I was trying to make a point. But okay, so these are continued yays, right? All these people. So these are the people that we should be supporting, in my opinion. Not the ones that are saying nay. Because if you're going to say nay and you're going to say, no, I don't want that out there, then what are you hiding? Or who are you? So it's ridiculous. It should all be out there. If somebody did something ethically wrong, then, hey, Diana Bond, if they did something ethically wrong, then they should absolutely be held accountable for it, and we should know about it, I would think. You know? Okay, so Seth says it took, yeah, okay, so it took two to post the whole list, but the nays were not to the table to expose it. You have it reversed. Oh, I gotcha. Okay, so the ones that are saying that they wanted to keep it, I see, because the bill, I see what you're saying, because the bill was asking something different, the reverse of what I have it. So, yeah, so all of the people that were saying nay were the good ones that didn't mind to have it out there, right? But the ones that are saying yay to it are the ones that didn't want it out there. And it goes to show, in my opinion, that there was a reason for that. They want to keep it hidden. They want to keep it under the rug, you know? So, Joe, don't talk about Kwanzaa. It's not Christmas time. My child isn't black, but did he participate in the celebration of Kwanzaa in school? Okay, Babs, yeah. Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, it's like any of the different things that we have, right? It's something to honor a cause, you know? So I believe that, Diana, as well. Yeah, there should be transparency when it comes to the truth, right? So if somebody did something wrong, right? I mean, are we going to let them go ahead and do it again just because they were in Congress or in a position of power when they do it? Because I think it's worse. I think it's worse than if you're just an average Joe, right? Doing something, but when you're in a position of power, it should have been worse, right? So, and Detroit, I said it backwards. So this is a full list of the people and what they voted in or against. So they actually was overwhelming number of people that wanted to block the release of congressional sexual misconduct reports. Because they were voting whether they want to, you know, show that list of reports or put those reports out publicly or whether they didn't. So I think so too. I think so too, Diana. It's time to clean up shop. I mean, you can't just continue on and allowing for this. And then they get no type of repercussions, right? And there, I mean, it's mind-boggling. Yeah, Gigi, and yeah, I agree. It's worse than when the people deserve to know. Yeah, I mean, and that's why so many people can. I'm sorry, Detroit. I did it backwards. It was my fault. um, but Seth wanted to put the whole list up, and I appreciate that. You know, I mean, those are the people that at least you can see how they voted for something, because you know these politicians, they like to come out here and tell us they're not going to stand for this kind of crap, they're not going to do this, they're not going to do that, but then they go and they vote like that. That's why it's important, you know, in my opinion. So wow. Representative Mace alleged that both Republicans and Democrats colluded to keep those records buried. He used the words collude. Oh boy. Or he used the word collude. That's very interesting. And when we think about it at that level, is that why we have the level of trafficking? I mean, the thing is that it's sad. It's sad. Yeah, makes you wonder, doesn't it, Gigi? Who are they protecting? Their own asses or someone else that they like? You know, it shouldn't matter if Congress or the House, they should be prosecuted and it should be allowed for the public to see, in my opinion, says Susie. Yeah, I think so too. What do they have to hide? I mean, if they didn't do anything, wouldn't they want the corruption exposed? That's right. Exactly, Detroit. I think we love reasons to celebrate a holiday. Everybody likes that. Yeah, to vote that way is to protect themselves and their friends. Yeah. And the sad part is that we see that play out all too often where people are protecting somebody because they like them or because they're a friend of theirs or something like that. But at the end of the day, that's not doing anybody any good. It's doing more harm than good. And then you see these situations where their kids are affected by it. And then they're outraged. Yeah, Seth, I'm so glad that you're bringing that to light. That is so important. No matter where you live, we need honesty, someone to fight for the people, not yelling across the globe. Yeah, from Ontario to Canada. I agree. Sebastian Wayne, Drake Rogers. Yes, all of the kids, supporters, many more. They are corrupt. Yeah, Summer Wells, um, Michael Monkey Vaughn, right? Hey, Sharon Marlowe, good to see you. I watched the hearing and both parties voted to hide the names. Oh my gosh. And then we wonder why, we can't figure out the Epstein crap. It's because they want to they want to all keep it hidden. Like, "Oh, I saw my friend in there. I don't want anybody to know." Hey, the real me too. Good to see you, hon. And it does. It allows them to harm, yeah, and not protect. Exactly. They're protecting themselves. You know? Oh, no worries, Babs. Oh gosh, Joe always brings us off topic. There's times where it just I'm just like, "Oh, Joe's at it again." Um, so yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And it needs to stop. We need more people to stand up and be like, "You know what? It's not good enough." It makes you wonder why they allow for all of these freaking apps to begin with. Well, no wonder. You know? Yeah, it is. It is. They all have dirt on each other of some sort, and that's the only way that I can think that so many wouldn't want those released. Because I mean, I don't know. I'm guessing they got to see who was in the list and who wasn't. I mean, I'm just taking a wild guess. I could be wrong. But Joe, do you need a sippy cup? Only 60 Republicans voted to release the names, and that tells you how many uniparty people we have. Sharon, and I agree. And I just think to myself, I don't even care what their affiliation is. But then again, when you look at it that way, that's a great point. you know? Yeah, exactly. Hiding makes them look involved, right? Diana says, from what I see. Yeah, I think so too. Rhinos and jackasses. Oh my gosh. I mean, could you imagine? Oh my gosh. And that's the thing. It's all corruption. It's all a bunch of BS. Well, it does, Marion. It takes a village and it takes all of us to come together and be like, "Hey, we can't have this. Enough is enough. The kids deserve so much better. They should never have to be put in a situation where they have to feel bad." Let me tell you what that little boy said at the end of his forensic interview. The lady asked him, "How are you feeling?" after sharing all of that shit that he had to share, that he was ashamed of, that he felt bad about. He said, "My stomach hurts." He said, "My stomach hurts. I feel sick. That's how I feel for these kids. It makes my stomach ill." Because they should never have to have that reaction, that sick feeling. They didn't do anything to deserve it, right? They're innocent. And then an adult comes around and corrupts them. They should never do that. Yeah, they don't want to release it for profit, in my opinion. That's true. You know, well, I've not seen the one that lists off all the guys that were, participating. The victims, yeah. But, I think they release those so that way they can go after them. Just my opinion. The one lady I saw in Chris Hansen, she lives in South Africa and she was scared to death. I mean, really, Andrea says, honestly, I think all of our governments are corrupt. It's ridiculous here in Canada. Yeah, it that breaks my heart because sorry guys. Wrong pipe for my pop here. It's sad because it's not an isolated incident. It's like everywhere. And it needs to stop. I don't know what the solution can be, especially if our higher ups and the powers that be are allowing for it, you know? Yeah, I know. I'm pretty much there. I mean, I have, in my opinion, if we're looking at the paper version, a lot of conservative values, but then I also just believe in, F the government. Independent until the day I die, says Seth. They better not make me vote after I flip and die. Oh no. Exactly. Well, and I think it is important to vote, but it sucks when you don't have very many options, you know? Um, I mean, Babs, it's just so upsetting, right? And he doesn't want anybody. And that's another thing about victims that people underestimate, or they think like, especially the perpetrators are usually like, oh, they wanted me to get in trouble, kind of like Chris saying Sebastian wanted him to get in trouble. I don't believe that. I think the victims just want it to stop. They don't want to be abused anymore. They want it to be, they want it to end, and they don't want anybody to be in trouble. But those people are just so bitter and hateful and ugly. So there's not one government nor politician on the earth for any country that isn't for money and less for people. I mean, and that's the thing, they're running on things. I mean, even looking at Eric Craddock, he was really good at talking, except for when you're asking him questions pertaining to Sebastian's case. Then he's upset. He doesn't want to talk anymore. But if he's out there shaking hands and looking like he's the best, and oh, you get all these positive accolades, you've done this, you've done that, then he's fine with it. Seth says, I have a solution. It's called the wood chipper. That's about the only thing I can think of. I found a wood chipper and I put it in my on my thumbnail. Yes, the real Me Too. This is very disturbing. If it were their child, their vote would be different. Makes me sick. Well, and that's the thing, they think it's never going to happen to them, which is wild to me. The real Me Too. Like, how do you think that allowing for this is not going to affect you in the long run, or, your legacy, your generations of people in the long run? It is. It indefinitely will, even if it doesn't directly affect them now. So that's a great point. I mean, Diana says a few weeks back in Toronto, Canada, 30 officers and government officials were busted for giving street criminals personal information to get rid of certain homeless people, allegedly. What? I did not hear that, Diana. That is really wild. Oh my gosh. Population control, you hear about it and Gigi, my. So, I mean, Joe, I think with these numbers, I think we can see that it comes from every side. Everybody, anybody on either side, it doesn't matter to me, deserves the wood chipper, like Gigi says. Um, well, it doesn't matter to me, Joe. It doesn't matter. It's victim based, right? So if somebody is victimized or violated at any age, it's wrong. But in my opinion, when it comes to little children, that's even more heinous, in my opinion. But I don't like to compare trauma. That's one thing that I avoid like the plague. Seth says the worst part, in my opinion, is that I don't think they would have changed their vote no matter what. No, I mean, it was overwhelming. That's what's kind of scary. If it was like 50-50, I would feel a little bit more I feel a little better about humanity. But the fact that it was so overwhelming in one direction or another is very concerning, you know? Um, that's right. I don't give a fuck which political party, if a child is abused or essayed, you deserve that wood chipper, as Seth said. I think so too. I think the wood chipper is a fantastic approach. And, who knows? It might deter others. I mean, they wouldn't want to be put in there, would they? Could be an example. So, every member of Congress voted to release the Epstein files. So, I don't know, Joe. I don't know, but I don't think that they released every detail that they should have, you know? Yeah, it doesn't matter at any age. It doesn't, Babs. It doesn't. It takes a piece of who you were before because you don't feel safe anymore, right? It causes PTSD. Um, Nobody has walked away from that situation and thought, well, my life is better now that happened to me. That's fantastic. I loved that. That was great. I hope that happens again. No, as a matter of fact, I think that's what's causing so much substance abuse is because of that trauma, right? Because people want to numb themselves. They don't want to feel it. F that feeling, right? Because I don't want to feel that. It's so difficult, And think about it when it's a person who you trusted or you looked up to, or you thought they loved you and cared about you, and then you find out all they wanted to do was control you and hurt you and violate you. Mm-mm. No. I mean, it makes me think that too, Seth. Just makes me think that all of Congress is involved with hurting children. It makes you wonder because it's always where it's accepted. Like, oh, okay, we'll just give them like 5 or 7 years. And, if they're good while they're in there, they'll get out. No, we need to build more prisons for that, in my opinion. If we're going to keep these people alive, we might as well build more prisons. That's a great name, Wood Chipper Island. That's great. Yeah, I sentence you to Wood Chipper Island. God have mercy on your soul. Babs, we need it. We need it. I'm telling you, I mean, that's basically what they sentence people who have been through that situation. You're basically getting sentenced to Wood Chipper Island yourself, It's like, oh my. That's right. Exactly. Completely innocent. Completely innocent. They should be able to go to school without having weirdos try to get to them, you know? Yeah, I know, Sharon. In Florida, if you harm a child under 14, you get the DP. Every state should do this. I mean, I'm wondering about the Duggar case because obviously that transpired. I couldn't believe that I found the TLC episode. Like it just popped into my feed. And I don't know if they're like pushing it out there. or what, because I mean, they were absolutely on vacation in Florida. She had absolutely just had a baby, you know. Really, Andrea. Andrea says my ex-husband was RCMP. Oh my gosh. So much corruption. She says, like, blow your mind. Oh my gosh. Term limits and wood chippers. The solution. I said I didn't have a solution. Now we do. Brenda, exactly. I think so too, Marianne. I can't give any of them a pass. Not when they're deciding that their safety is more important than a child or of a citizen. They're the ones that are supposed to be making the decisions, and for all of us, type of a thing. So no way. No way. No, Joe. No. Andrea, can you believe it? It says Wood Chipper Island would be a dark spot full of sharks in the triangle. Yeah, exactly. Hey, if we can do something like that, I think people would be okay with it. Well, and the ones that weren't, at least we'd know who they are now. I mean, that's the silver lining. So, drop them off and give them a bag of food. Bye. Bye-bye. Let's see how you fare. You are the weakest link. They can't hurt any more children ever. Yeah, DP fitting. Right, exactly. I mean, that's the thing. If you're convicted of something like that, I mean, they make sure there's overwhelming evidence. A lot of times they try to get things thrown out. I mean, come on. That's my thing. And it is. It's sickening, the real Me Too. It is. I'm just glad that there's good people out there that are willing to stand up, have these tough conversations, because it is. It's absolutely wretched. It is absolutely wretched. Send them to Alcatraz. Exactly. Exactly, Susie. That's what they need it for. Just send them over. Just send them over here to the alligators. You know. So they are the food. Seth. Feed them to sharks. Aw. Yes. Fill the waters with chum daily. Judges are releasing criminals with 10 to 40 charges back to the street to harm again. We have bad judges. Yeah, I think it all just kind of makes sense when you see Congress acting the way they are, elected officials, the judges that are allowing for that also. They do blame it on budgeting, overcrowding. I get that those issues are real. I don't think that they're making them up or blaming them necessarily, but if we know what the issue is, then that's half the battle. And then what do we do about it? So if we know that there's overcrowding in prisons and things like that, then we can identify that. That's perfect. So what are we going to do? So Lori, I'm telling you, you know. We have to find a solution, Fish food. Fish food. Oh no, really? Detroit, the real Cabbage Patch Kids is horrifying if you look it up. What? We just have to, Andrea. I don't understand how anybody could just see a little kid and think, "Oh, I'm gonna hurt that little kid," or anything ill of them, they're precious little beings. They're little people. They're learning. Be good to them. There's no reason to ruin their childhood because your childhood was ruined or whatever the reason is. I really don't even know what it is for most of these people. That's right, Susie. Children are our future. So we need to protect them and guide them to do the right thing. Exactly. And show them, like, model that behavior for them. Be a role model for them, and do the right thing by them. And do the right thing by humanity, by all people. It's like it's about being kind, and I hate to right in your guys' face, but I mean, it's about being kind. It's about being nice to each other, caring for one another, You know, if you're hurting, don't go hurt someone else. That's not going to make you feel any better. That's making you just as bad as the person who hurt you, you know? The wood chipper island needs to be nothing but bears so they can't escape. They should tattoo their foreheads so everybody knows who they are. Brenda, boom, exactly. Let's get some registries going on here too, you know, so we can just you know, identify where these people are so we can avoid them at all costs. That's right. The real Me Too. That is so true. You don't hide unless you have something to hide from. Exactly. Exactly. And, you know, it takes more people getting out there and doing. It really does. Like you do, the real Me Too. This is why I'm saying this is because you are that way. You do go out and show up and do things, right? You're trying to do make the world a better place, you know, and do advocacy, things like that. It's important. You know, these people, it's so easy to just sit there and do nothing and say, "Oh, look at this person doing this." Yeah, well, you're not helping. So what do you where's this criticism coming from? Because that's wild. So, the rumor is that the little girl in Kendra's is Oh, I wondered that, Detroit. I wondered if the little girl was Kendra's little sister because when I that's why I shared that clip because it was a family vacation and there was a bunch of kids there, right? It wasn't just like the Duggar couple and their new baby. It was like her mom was there with them on the vacation. She was pregnant at the time. My goodness. I like watching Katie Joy for the coverage. Like I said, I know she's controversial, but she's always covered the Duggars and she's got a lot of inside sources. So I've usually watched her in the past with with Josh's coverage. So but oh my God. Why would she? Oh my God. That's terrible. Hey Brad, good to see you. Should be a bullseye tattoo. The real Me Too. Shark bait. Shark bait. If a judge makes an immoral decision, they should also pay for it as well. I think so too. I mean, I don't know how they sleep at night having that much power, Seth, and knowing that they made like the wrong decision. I think I would drive myself nuts, you know, on a decision. But I guess they have to learn to kind of accept and, you know, oh my gosh. Oh, what a mess. I agree though. It's unacceptable. We can't allow for it, you know? Yeah, yep. SA predators can not be rehabilitated. It's been proven by decades of study. Babs, you know, I say it all the time. I say it all the time because, you know, I don't want to be judge, jury, and executioner because I'm not. But I mean, you're right. It's been proven time and time again. Doing well, Brad. Thank you for asking. Thanks for being here too. Overcrowding wouldn't be as bad as if they would do what the charge was and not hold perps for so long that receive the DP, waste of taxpayers' money. Well, that's true because even with the DP, they're on, you know, the row for a while. But I mean, years and years most of the time. And they get special privileges and yeah, we need to stop all that crap as well. F the ACLU if that's what they think is appropriate. If the if they release them and they harm again, then the judge needs to be removed from the bench. You know, yeah. Well, and this recidivism rates again with certain crimes are like, I mean, what else do we need to understand that they're going to reoffend? It's not a question of if they're going to reoffend, it's a question of when they're going to do it. Who wants to take that chance? Who would say, "Oh yeah, my child, I'll go ahead and let my child have a chance with that"? No, none of us would. Or someone who likes to stalk a person, you know, take the kids out of the equation just for a moment, but on the flip side of that as well. You know, you don't want that for your loved one. So if your, 30-year-old daughter or son was living by themselves and a predator comes and, attacks them in their apartment or something like that, is that okay because they're in their 30s or their 20s or their 50s? No, it's not. Get those people out of any type of close proximity to any other human besides the ones that are just like them, in my opinion. I know that probably seems cruel, but that's just the way I look at it. And if you're willing to hurt a kid, you're willing to hurt anybody. Yeah, they do need to be held accountable, the real Me Too. So true. Yeah, and the judges are not above the law. No, they're not. You're saying there's no more elections, Joe? I haven't heard anything on JLR. I haven't, Brad. So, um, I have not heard anything. So, yeah, because we've been covering that. So, Seth doesn't care for JLR or Magnolia. Oh God. Well, I think she's got a new boyfriend because I went to her page today and she put a short up, and I must say he's very much more attractive than JLR, but that's not saying much. I'm saying I guess I should say he is attractive because that's not saying much. So I'm glad. I hope, it all works out. It's been going on for centuries, Detroit. It has been. It has been. And that's what's so sick too, because we think we're so progressive and that we've, again, when we know better, we do better. But here we are, you know? Yeah, I agree. The real Me Too says Sebastian should have been home by now. They should absolutely have had more. I mean, 2 years is way too long. I just don't understand why they aren't able to at least make the arrest, because I do think that they know. I think they know. I think they've told us that a billion different ways this Sunday, and it's just that they haven't come out and fully said it just black and white. But I think they know that Chris and Katie are responsible, and I think they need to keep on digging. If they haven't found their smoking gun, then I mean, I don't understand how they're not. I just don't. I don't. We all need to show up for committee meetings and school board meetings and fight for our children. That's true, Sharon. I was really involved in my daughter's school when she was little. So I agree. That's right. If you're not part of the solution, then you're part of the problem. That's true, Marion. And we can all do our part. We can all do a little bit, to the best of our ability to make a difference. It's just important to work together towards that common goal. Yeah, I mean, she was gone for a long time. I think also, she was out doing her thing. So, drain the swamp, give Trumpy a third term. Oh my Lord. No, Joe. I don't think anybody should be in a position of power for too long. I think term limits are absolutely necessary, you know. Oh, so it might have been a niece. Ugh, Brenda. Yeah, I'm just thinking it had to have been, it was obviously one of the kids that was there. So I knew it had to be a family member, which is disgusting. And that's usually how people get access to kids, So, oh, yeah. Ooh, yeah, Brad. See, that's another reason I'm not down with that either. And that was what that other person kept on promoting him in my chat, and I'm like, stop, I mean, welcome to the Wood Chipper Express. Last stop, the Wood Chipper Island. Seth. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's perfect. No, that's a solution. That's right. It is up to us to do it. Yes, it is, ladies. Thank you. The Real Me Too says, yes, Sharon, it's up to us to do it. And unless people don't start standing up for all of the children, nothing will change. Right. And we have to be like, hey, look, if you're the ones that are voting to keep something a secret, then you're not the ones that I want in office, because I think we need to expose the wrongdoings. How are we ever going to get bad people out and weed bad people out of there? I don't care who it is. That's why I don't get too political either, because I don't really like anybody particularly enough to white knight for them on my channel. I'd rather white knight for Sebastian or someone who deserves it, like Devlin, than to ever white knight for some political party and have everybody in here yelling at each other back and forth and Joe being silly. And I would rather not, because really then you look at something like what Seth put out there, and I will share that out on my channel too. And it's just like, what a letdown, what a disappointment. I need to lower my I need to lower my expectations so I'm not, fully disappointed here. I need to manage my expectations a little better, and we shouldn't have to do that. We should be able to lay our heads down at night and know that the people that are elected in are doing their job. And that goes for police officers, that goes for anybody. We all need to do better. Sharon says we all need to show up at committee. Oh, sorry, I read that one. So, yeah, we need to stand up. We need to stand up. That's right, the Real Me Too. That's right. I say we start with one finger at a time. In my opinion, Emmanuel Haro would still be alive if the judge would have put his dad behind bars. Yeah, when he did that to Hope, in my opinion. I think so too, Marion. I think so too. Yeah, absolutely. And it does start there. It starts with all of us taking a stand and going to the appropriate people. It does. It does. And Seth says, yeah, JLR and Mag both started the rumor that the Cajun Navy, who were helping to search for Sebastian at first in the beginning, was the fake Cajun Navy. Yeah, and see, I didn't even know that until you told me that, Seth, in the other day. So, but I was watching all of the videos that were coming out that was saying that they were the fake ones, because I know there were rumors all over. And when I was doing research on the United Cajun Navy, it popped back up again. But I didn't know they started it, and we were also talking in the chat yesterday how around the time that Magnolia came into the picture is when JLR started kind of pulling back coverage on Sebastian, when he was going really hard on it too. But then again, we also got some quotes from the New York Post that was saying that, JLR is like, pretty much, we all hear the tragedy pimping, and he's like, the proudest one. So yes, exactly, Brad. Exactly. Here in Tennessee, Megan Boswell murdered her own baby and got life in prison. Yes. I think she should have probably gotten the chair. It's just like any of these horrific crimes. Chris Watts was one that took that plea deal. It still bothers me. Someone like Chad Dorman, who executed his 3 little boys in the yard in front of their mom. I mean, those kinds of people, I don't believe that we should be paying for them to live in prison, I just don't. I really don't. And I'm not the kind of person that's like, oh, I'm out for blood, I want to see people hurting, because I'm not that way. But when it comes to something like that, I just don't have any compassion for that person. I would rather save my compassion for the people who deserve it. Like Megan Boswell's beautiful little girl, Evelyn. She deserves the glory, not her mom. I mean, her mom was a little shit too. Brenda says many states at one time could stop an offender from being released if they were a repeated SO. Whatever happened to that? Oh, yeah. That's a good point. That's a good point, Brenda. Yeah, I know. You know what? It sucks the real me too because I see why they would do a plea deal. Um, like I understand why they do them because if that way, if they give up, you know, yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah, because if they give up information, then they can use that plea deal as leverage, but then they get lesser time and then they get out to reoffend. Yeah. I don't know. Although I will say that the judge doesn't have to. Like, for example, in Timothy's case with Shonda Vander Ark and Paul, right, his big brother and mother who systematically starved and tortured him until he passed away. Paul rolled on his mother and took the plea deal, and he thought he was going to get off scot-free. The judge threw the book at him and still gave him 25-year sentence, even though he ratted his mother out one way, to the next. The judge said, not so fast, sir. Not so fast. And then, you hear the prison phone calls with Paul and all of these girls calling him and oof, you know? Oh God, you guys have that big one. Well, there's mosques everywhere around up that way, Seth. There's a bunch of them in Illinois too. Bab says Sebastian would or should have been home, or at least the last person seen with him should be under arrest by now. I mean, I agree. CP and KP are responsible for his not being here. And I agree with that. Babs, I really do. I think that that is the main reason people are so PO'd at this time. One, that he hasn't been found, but then two, he's gotten no type of justice. No one can use anything for leverage or otherwise because they've never taken the opportunities that they had to do that, So they just got a picture of CP driving a different car around 3 something near the home, allegedly that night. Really, Diana? I saw the black car. I couldn't make out if it was CP driving it or not. I couldn't make it out. I was trying to. I was zooming in. Brad says, I hate the Hendersonville Police Department. They absolutely suck, and all of them need to be fired. They have put Seth through hell. Well, and it is more so the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, but I think that there was some major problems in Hendersonville PD. I mean, major. So, I mean, I think he was friends with a lot of people, Joe. I do. I think he was friends with Bill Clinton was one too. I just don't trust not a one of them. That's why I stay non-political for the most part. I like to be honest with you guys and that sort of thing. So, I mean, I will say how I believe or, that sort of thing, but yeah, especially for the crimes against children. I'm there with you too, the real me too, I never watch shorts. They frustrate me and seem like they are all insults to my intelligence. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, Paige, they're really pushing the shorts a lot on YouTube. Seth says I'm taking donations for purchasing a wood chipper with a mileage plan. Oh my goodness. Detroit says, I don't know about the mosque. I'll tell you, if you go in there, they do stink. I will say that because I've toured a couple of them. Term limits are the answer, but it needs to go to the ballot instead of let Congress vote on it. Yeah, yeah, duh. She's Sharon. They're always going to vote no, right? Yeah. Yeah, see, that's terrible. The Real Me Too donated to the wood chipper fund. Detroit wants to donate to the wood chipper fund. Oh my gosh, we need a good one. We got to get a professional grade wood chipper. Oh, we're going to need a big one, Sharon. That would be a platform for election. Wood chipper express train, wood chipper plug boat. Oh my goodness, wood chipper island, the wood chipper with repair insurance. Oh Lord. No, you're not blocked, Joe. We see ya. And Magnolia was the one that was talking about Seth in a bad light first, and then JLR started getting nasty, and I had to unsubscribe. Yeah, see, Titch, and I wasn't even watching him when he was like in that mode. Like I remember seeing her, but then I didn't even know I was still subscribed. I went over there and I saw that I was subscribed. I was like, oh, okay, well, that's an unsubscribe there. So, um, yeah, he's big. It's a big problem. And everybody was like saying, well, he's not come out and said his side of it. I don't think he's going to. Okay, this is just my opinion now. Don't come for me. But I think JLR is a coward and I don't think he's going to come out and address any of it. I really don't. If he does, I will say I stand corrected, but you know, oh yeah, Megan Boswell's awful, awful. Um, I think it comes straight from the depths of hell, the devil, Brad. That's my opinion. You know, I hate to sound like Bobby Boucher's mother, like it's the devil, but I do believe that. I do. I think there's always going to be the battle between good and evil, and I think it's always up to us to stand up for what's right. You know, we're given that choice whether we want to go along with it or whether we don't, you know. So, Sumner County Sheriff Henderson PD has nothing to do with the case, not saying that they don't have their issues. Yeah. Well, and Seth, I didn't realize until the other day when I was listening to Sheriff Craddock talk on that podcast, he was even like dogging Davidson County and like how they do things, you know, compared to what Sumner County does. And I'm like, does Davidson County have a missing kid? Because last time I checked, they don't. So that was awkward and weird. What Chris and Mob Crew is alleging is that the car Chris was seen driving is very similar. Oh. Okay, so it's very similar to the car that was caught on camera. Okay, the night Sebastian went missing. Well, I haven't had a chance to watch everything. I did. All right, so I'm guilty. I went in there, I scrolled over to see the car, and then I left out. And that was because, you know, I hadn't had a chance to sit and watch the whole thing. So thank you for letting me know, Titch, because okay. So, because I know we were all thinking it was like a sedan, but I thought it was silver, and that's where I got kind of confused. And then somebody else told me that there were two vehicles. Because so, yeah, I think so too. They need to do a revised version, right, of the DP. Yeah, I agree, Cheryl. Absolutely. Brenda will volunteer to run it. Oh no. Oh gosh, no. Joe, I'm not a fan. I am not a fan. So, oh, thank you, Joe. I will check it. Hey, KJ Mack, good to see you. Yeah, he ran Cinderella. This is what makes me think that, right? I'm like, he's not going to tell. Oh no. Oh my god. If we don't fight for the children, then we are part of the problem too. I think so too, the real Me Too. And I don't understand how nobody just why is it so hard? That's what I don't understand. No, I don't think so, Lori. I think he's just gonna keep on trucking. I really do. I think he's just gonna keep on trucking, and guys, don't be too alarmed if, we see old JLR just doing just fine, and and I don't know. It sucks. I hope that, it doesn't happen again. I don't know if he's even gonna have a negative effect from it or not, other than people talking, but I don't know. So, Titch says, yeah, real me too, I agree. Howdy Freeze, good to see ya. Pee-wee. Oh, I need to do that's what I'll do tomorrow. I'll do a poll. I'll do a poll in our live. I keep meaning to do it. I meant to set it up before, but I was frazzled. And then Jen called me and I was like, "Oh, how did your guys' search go?" And but yeah, so, do we think that there's Pee Wee Herman, or are we getting Forrest Gump vibes? because I don't know which one it is, because you guys said Forrest Gump and I was laughing, and then I was like, and then everybody was saying Pee Wee too, and I'm like, that's so funny. It should be passed that no child is ever listed as a runaway. Every case should be considered criminal until the child is found, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, I think certain instances, Diana, you can tell if a child ran away. But like with Sebastian, in my opinion, and based on what we've seen in the case, there's no indication that he did run away. Look, it's not like his mom had his phone in her room and it was plugged in, or just sitting on her bedside table or her dresser or something like that. It was on the counter, plugged in. So if Sebastian was going to leave and do the ultimate, right? Because I mean, yeah, you arguably, if he's on his phone, he's not supposed to be at home. He's not leaving the premises. I mean, if he's going to do the ultimate act of leaving the premises, wouldn't he have worn shoes? Wouldn't he have grabbed a coat? Wouldn't he have packed a bag? Wouldn't he have grabbed his money? Wouldn't he have grabbed his phone? And those are the things that, because he didn't do any of those, and he's not caught on camera, I don't know why they listed him as a runaway. Because FBI definitely doesn't think he's a runaway with the kind of reward that they have out for him. There's just no way. And so, yeah, like they never should have operated off of that assumption. When he says that, it really pisses me off. I know, isn't that weird, Seth? Oh my, there's like there's an absolute rivalry. There is. Sumner County Sheriff doesn't like Davidson County Sheriff. And he mentioned it in the podcast. I mean, I don't know. That is so petty, in my opinion. So I think, in my opinion, that Sumner is under investigation by the DOJ. Behind the scenes, lots of problems there. I wonder. I mean, look at how they acted. Look at how they acted, and look at all of the problems that they have that they just try to, push under the rug. Yes, Seth. So that is included in Sebastian's law, right? And it needs to absolutely be across the board everywhere. I mean, everywhere. And that's what's hard too, guys, is doing everything state to state, because I feel that way about Haley's law. I feel like her law needs to be everywhere, and they're pushing to get it in Indiana right now, but we need it everywhere. So if the Snugs had time to worry about what other sheriffs are doing, he clearly isn't busy enough. KJ, I'm here to tell you, like, I've been out there 2 days in a row, right? And it was not so busy that he couldn't focus more time. Same goes for Carter, same goes all of them, You want me to click the link? Oh gosh. All right, hold on. Let me see if I can. Okay, yeah, it's not far up here. See, it won't let me click it. That's what it does when I click on it. Dang it. All right. Hold on. Let me see if I could put it in woodlandmills.com. And TF 810. TF 810 Pro PTO wood chipper. Okay, Pro. And PTO wood. Oops. Chipper. All right, and a slash. Okay. Aw. Says it won't. Oh, maybe I have to go to HTT. Oops. See if it'll bring me here. I might have to have you email it to me so I could click it. Yeah, well, let me click it. Huh. Did I get it right? Woodland Mills. I said woodlandmills.com. 810. Oh, why did it take my other little slash thing away? Oh, what a pain. Yeah, if you email it to me, I could pull it up. Oh, I signed the first petition. Oh, thank you. That is good. Don't give up on it. Yes, Diana, I did too. I did too. Says, I hope you enjoyed the link. Oh, I want to click on it. It won't let me do it. Oh, I know how I could grab it. You know what? I just thought of something that because I usually don't have the both of the windows open at the same time. Hold on. Because if I just go to my live, I could pull it up and click from there, I betcha. I betcha I can do it, and you won't have to bother with the email. All right, so there's that, and I can see. Oh, all right, Spokio. Some ad for Spokio. Oh, there's the chat. Okay, hold on. Oh, there we go. I'm looking for the blue link. I saw that's funny. I'll never buy Gatorade again. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I had to change it from the orange to the blue to the blue Gatorade. Oh, good Lord. All right. Oh, good. Now, okay, now it's brought me over there. Okay. Let's see. Oh, it's still loading. Why did it take forever to load? Okay, here we go. Hold on a second. Let me pull it over in here. Stop screen. All right, it might take a minute. Oh, got it. Go ahead with the cookies. Okay, it's still loading. The suspense is killing me as it loads. Oh, here, let me see if I can't take these down, if it'll load faster. All right. Yeah, if a child has never run away from home, yeah, I mean, that's another big indication, right, Babs? Yeah, if a child has never run away from home, why would LE accept that as a reason for the child being missing? Leaving behind shoes, phone, money, coat, clothing, all of it. Yeah, and I mean, especially once we got to know Sebastian and that he strategizes, he likes to be prepared for things like school, pictures. I mean, those are huge indications. Yeah, absolutely. Oh my gosh. Should I play the video? You guys want to see the wood chip? You want to see the solution that we're proposing? No, I'm just kidding. Oh boy. Oh, here it is. Are you gonna play? The TF810 Pro wood chipper. Here we go. It's taking forever to load. Oh my gosh, that's like a huge tree they're putting in there. It's a tree chipper, my lord. Oh my goodness. I'll never drink the Gatorade. Detroit. Oh my goodness. Oh gosh. That's right. Sebastian's law needs to be put into effect immediately. Mm. As soon as we have more info on that too, guys, I'll be sharing it out. I will. I'll share all of that stuff out. The pedo size doesn't matter. Oh my gosh. I can't believe the size of these freaking things. I just put them out into the ether. Oh my gosh. Make them into gator food. Oh my gosh. That's heavy duty too. That one's got a tractor or whatever on it. Oh my goodness. I'm having mean thoughts. I'm having a lot of mean thoughts right now, but I'll tell you, after watching all of this stuff, good for fertilizer for the island. Fertilizer for wood chipper island. It's a cost-effective solution for our taxpayers. Oh my goodness. Oh, yes. Oh, that's funny. Yes. Send them to the Easter Bunny. Oh my goodness. Sebastian's green Powerade. That's right. Exactly. Wood Powerade's better. The wood chipper always makes me think of that film Tucker and Dale versus Evil, and I agree. All pedophiles need to be in the wood chipper. Oh my goodness, you guys. That's hilarious, Seth. That is just too funny. Oh my. Oh goodness. Well, guys, it's been about 3 hours here, and I've enjoyed our time together and talking about this. I appreciate you guys. I know that these subjects are like super disturbing to have to go over and stuff like that. But I appreciate you guys taking the time with me. Um, every little bit that we can do makes a huge difference. And, don't let anybody or the naysayers, which the naysayers were good today. I got it mixed up. But don't let them, take you off of the path. So, oh, really? They make one that you drive through the forest and it grabs trees and throws them in. Oh my gosh. So just line them up. No. Sharon, that's too funny. Oh my gosh. Oh, I just imagine that. That's too funny. Cost effective Babs. They can go back into the earth. Like, I'm thinking of a whole sales pitch right now. Good night, Andrea. Thank you for being here. Too much Gatorade can make you sick. Better with vitamin water. That's right. Exactly. Oh. I like the lime. It's like lime and cucumber. Smart water, I think, makes it. Oh my gosh, those are so good. Aw, thank you, Marianne. Thank you. Wood chippers are quick too. Good night, the real me too. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, thank you. That's right, fertilizer. Oh my goodness. And here we have a Be Kind with trees. Oh my goodness. That's right. That's right. Wood chipper island, give back to something, you lousy POS. That's right. Good for something, right? Thank you, Sharon. Oh goodness, guys. All right. Well, I will see you guys tomorrow. I do believe we'll do a late show. If not, we'll be back on Tuesday. But I do have a few videos I was looking to put out. So we'll see. I might need a break from the madness a little bit, regroup, but I will definitely be back. And again, every little thing that we can do, definitely share out Seth's post so that way people can see what we're dealing with in Congress here. And please take care of your guys' selves and stay safe out there. And just don't spread around negativity as much as it's easy to do that, to transfer it onto others. There's no place for it, especially within a community when we're trying to work towards the same goals of awareness. And let's bring Sebastian home. Let's find Sebastian, so thank you, Lori. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Seth, for being here. Praying for you always. And Sebastian, for protection for Sebastian.